Hello and welcome back to RADBMX Builds. I'm Sean, and like the thumbnail said, what the heck is happening? All right, and we're gonna talk about just that. What's happening at RADBMX Builds? There's so much stuff. I thought I would take this moment in this video to get you caught up and get you up to speed on everything that's happening. So let's first start off with builds. Okay, let's start off with the next build, which is going to be a 20-inch Skyway TA, and that build is coming probably this week. Planet BMX reached out and said it's being shipped out Monday, which is, what is today? I think today's, yeah, that's today. So it should be here the next couple days. So hopefully I get that, and that will be the next video. So if you're looking forward to a Skyway build as bad as I am, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now is the right time to do that so you don't miss that upcoming Skyway build coming from Planet BMX. But I want to do a real light build on that, and I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you are too. Now let's talk about what bikes am I selling. Okay, here's the way it works. Typically, I don't really sell bikes. I'm not a bike shop. I'm a builder and a collector. So when I sell bikes, that means I'm done with them and they need to move out so something else can move in, like that Skyway build. So what do I have right now for sale? I have a 26-inch Race Ink, and it's in pink and black. And then I have a 26-inch Monza, and that's white and gold. I need to get rid of some of the bigger bikes. I have no plans currently to get rid of any of my 20-inch bikes. So if you want a bike and it's currently for sale, you can find it at radbmxbuilds.com. Okay, what else is happening? Man, the big one. I've been talking about it on social media. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go check out rad_bmx_builds, because this one is huge and I couldn't be more honored than to be a part of this. Okay, I had to change hats for this. I got the Radical Rick hat on because Damian Fulton, the artist of Radical Rick, reached out to me and said, hey Sean, Haro did a line of bikes kind of showing off Radical Rick. I would like to talk to Haro and get a bike to you and have you do a build. So I said, man, that would be awesome. Haro reached out and sent me one of their 24-inch Radical Rick bikes. And then Damien gave me the artwork so I can give it to my buddy Jason to tweak, play with, and change colors of in order to do a custom build. So I did that. Then I brought on a couple sponsors like Flight and Night Bike Company. So a big thank you to you guys to help make this happen. What happened, you asked? Well, I built the bike and Damien absolutely loved it. And then Radical Rick is going to be inducted into the BMX Hall of Fame and showcased at the BMX Hall of Fame this October. And Damian Fulton wants my bike front and center in the display piece at the BMX Hall of Fame. So I'm gonna be there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the first weekend of October. If you can make it, you gotta buy tickets in advance. You can't buy them at the door. If you can't make it, that's fine. You can go later and see the bike on display. We're gonna be filming an entire YouTube video of that event. So it should be really, really cool. And just a huge thank you to Damien, Haro, Night Bike, and Flight, and the BMX Hall of Fame, and everybody involved in this process for making this happen. Okay, let me show you a little bit of the bike. Certain things are gonna change on this bike prior to me bringing it out to Oklahoma. So one of the things that's changing are the grips. I'm gonna get some Amy Unitrons that are red and white, and I'm gonna put on the red Radical Rick donuts on there instead of the checkerboard. And that's probably it. This bike will then be showcased at the BMX Hall of Fame front and center, as I said. But I don't want to show too much of everything or go into great detail because I'm really going to be highlighting it in that next video that talks about the whole Hall of Fame thing. But that's one thing that's happening. What else? Well, man, let me tell you what else. I also was invited by Pork Chop BMX to come out to their event called Ham Jam on the 15th of October. Myself and no other than Eddie Fiola are going out to Ham Jam to meet and greet, see all of you, so please come out. I'll also be filming a video there, so if you can't make it, make sure you hit the subscribe button and you'll be able to watch my YouTube video of that entire event. We will be flying into town on the 14th, staying at a hotel in the local area, and you might get some behind the scenes footage of that. And then the 15th is the actual event at Pork Chop in Cartersville, Georgia. And that's gonna be one rad weekend. So many things coming up. That's 2 amazing videos that I get to film in the month of October. So if you wanna see Hall of Fame footage, which Eddie Fiola will be at, of course, and you wanna see the Pork Chop Ham Jam footage, make sure you're subscribed. So some other stuff going on in the shop. As always, just so many things. And I really don't talk about the behind the scenes stuff very much, but currently most of my bikes that you see here are all complete builds. So I don't really have a lot of change going on with those bikes. Like I talked about earlier, the 2 I'm gonna sell, the 1 going off to Hall of Fame, and the Skyway coming in. So other than those type of things happening, I need to tell you and be honest with you, there's a move coming up. I'm currently in Surprise, Arizona, and I'm only leasing this place, and that lease expires in January. So we are relocating in January. If you're an OG, you know that this business was thriving in Newport Beach, California, and then we came out to Arizona. This is a 1-year deal out here in Arizona. And man, be perfectly honest, the year, I can't wait for it to end so we can move on to the next adventure, because it's so hard to do work and videos in this blistering heat. And so the videos slow down a little bit in the summertime because it's just unbearable at times to do work out here. But we are moving, and when I have a definite location, I'm gonna share that with you. But I anticipate it'll probably be somewhere a little bit cooler. Okay, let's go down the line of bikes real quick. That way you get to see what I have on hand, and I get to talk to you a little bit about what I'm gonna be doing with these bikes. So we know this bike's going to the Hall of Fame. What's going on with this DG build back here that I have? This beautiful 26-inch DG is getting a different seat, a Brooks style seat with the chrome little rivets or whatever they are in the back. This bike, the 26-inch Race Inc bike, I'm doing away with the Monza seat, the titanium Cook Brothers seat post, and the titanium Cook Brothers bars. I'm gonna be putting on SE 4-piece Oakland bars and a chrome seat post and a different black seat. So that bike's getting some changes, but the Hutch XL26, not doing anything to it. Love the way it is. I consider that a finished bike. The Hutch XL24 in this beautiful blue. I love that blue. It's basically a translucent over chrome blue, a candy blue they call it, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So that bike I also consider a complete build, unless I decide to put maybe some blue anodized wheels on it at some point. But I already had these 24-inch Skyways, so I just threw them on there and they look pretty good. Okay, the Dyno 24-inch Pro Comp team model is a complete build. That bike's completely done. Now the PK Ripper, I just changed some stuff on it and I'll explain why in a minute, but I added all the checkerboard stuff to it, so the flight pads. I even have this really rad checkerboard seat. So that got a little bit of a change since you probably saw it last. The 2011 PK Ripper in baby blue and gold, this is also a complete build. I do have a Cook Brothers seat post on it, and maybe I'll get Cook Brothers gold V-brakes for it, but we'll see. Other than that, I think that's a complete build. And then I got 2 quad angles. These are the Stu Thompson STR1s. There's only 300 of these bikes made, and I have 2 of them. 2 very different builds on the original, and they're pretty complete. I don't think I'm changed those at all. My 87 GT Performer with the Eddie Fiola signature. This bike has been complete for some time. It has had some changes in wheels. I went from Skyways to some Gen 1 Tomahawks. I just didn't like the OGKs that were on it, so I've been playing around with different wheel combos. But other than that, it's pretty done. The 50th anniversary prototype GT bike, this is a complete build. This bike's absolutely stunning. Love this thing. I just did some upgrades to its counterpart here, the other GT 50th anniversary build. I put a white chainring on it and a different seat. But I have something coming for that bike that Porkchop offers. They now offer crank bolts that resemble the OG ones. So I have those coming, and I'm going to do that in a video and show you the install and talk about that product later. The 1987 Hutch Pro Racer just got a different chainring setup on it. The OG Spider and then a 44 tooth chainring. I'm pretty sure that's probably a finished build. Don't really have much more to do to that. And then the 88 Hutch XL in this beautiful pink. Absolutely love this bike. I just added those Skyway axle, what do you call those? Standers, whatever they are. Pegs, Jesus, I'm losing my mind. So these white axle pegs were just powder coated and installed onto this bike. This bike's absolutely gorgeous. Love the color. Very happy with that bike. It's also a complete build. And then my Haro Team Master. I've been playing with the idea of swapping out the seat, but I really like the checker, so I didn't like any of the options that I found, so that's gonna stay the way it is for now. And then the Huffy Sigma. That's not changing whatsoever. Say hello to Mike. This is Mannequin Mike hanging out in the shop. Let's talk about this beautiful bike. This 88 GT Mach 1. I'm going to be putting on a white and chrome chain, and then take a look at the wheels. I might be adding these wheel discs to it. So when I take it down to do the chain, I'm going to see if I can get those wheel discs on there and if they look good or not. So we might be playing around with that bike a little bit. If you saw the last video, you saw this bike. This was the newest build. I did put the dyno pads back on it from Flight and took off the RADBMX pads. The RADBMX pads were a little older. They weren't as bright white, so it didn't look as good to me. But that dyno VFR, a 1989 first year production VFR, custom build right there. And then one of my favorites, the 83 PK Ripper. Can't go wrong with that. Love this bike so much. And this is what I rode in high school, is an 83 PK Ripper in this color combo. So real happy with that. So that's kind of a rundown of the lineup here of the bikes on this side of the shop. All right, we'll talk about this side. My wife's electric bike right here for the beach. And then my custom Zeus. It's basically a neon yellow with splatter paint on it. Pretty sick bike. There's some GT parts on here as well. Pedals, stem, bars. I'm thinking about getting rid of this bike, but it'll have to be a local sale because I'm not shipping it. It weighs a ton. The two bikes I was talking about selling are these right here, these two 26 inches. So it's a Monza 26 inch in white and gold and a Race Ink in pink and black. So if these are currently for sale, you'll be able to find them on the website. If they're not on there, they're either no longer available or they sold. And then I have this 20-inch Race Ink that I'm playing around with, and there's some parts coming for this, different tires and a few other little things, but I'm going to keep the 20-inch bike. Like I said earlier, I'm really trying to focus more on keeping 20-inch bikes and bringing the number down of the bigger bikes. I only want to have 2 or 3 bigger wheeled bikes for ride outs or daily riding. I don't want to get rid of any 20-inch bikes right now. So I get people that ask me all the time, like, hey, let me know when any of your 20-inch GTs are for sale. I'm not going to let you know because I don't ever plan on selling those. If I am starting to sell those, that means I'm just going to liquidate my collection, and that isn't happening anytime soon. All right, what else is going on? Let's talk about my newest sponsor, Grip It. Grip It makes these really awesome gloves in so many different colors. But the cool thing is you can still operate your cell phone while wearing these gloves. Extremely comfortable, they breathe very well. I got them in the black and white checker, and then I got this called the 80s design, and they make them in all kinds of different patterns. And I'm gonna vouch for them because I won't try to sell something that I don't believe in. I wear these, they're comfortable, they breathe well, the grip is amazing. You can use your phone. If you want a set of these gloves, you'll be able to find the link down below, and you're gonna get a discount of 15% if you write in discount code RADBMX. Okay, let's go ahead and sum this up. A few other things I'm working on is I might powder coat these black, so those might have to go to powder coater. I got some wrong parts I need to send back. Basically, I just hung this Swatch watch that I got from Mall of America, and in order to do that, I literally had to take everything off this wall and reorganize it to make room for it. So my Mike Buff picture is kind of hidden behind my bike stand, Bob Harrow, Radical Rick, the portrait Damian Fulton drew for me, the Radical Rick collection of plates and stems and pads and donuts, and then a few of my number plates, and then my signed pads by Eddie Fiola and Gary Turner. And then I got some Gen 2 Chrome GT fork standers over there. So just some of my stuff out here on display. I'm always playing with that stuff as a background or trying to figure out where to put it. Okay, I'm gonna have to sum this up. My camera's literally shut off twice from overheating because it's about 110 out here in the shop. So let's go ahead and put an end to this, but before we do, please support me by going over to radbmxbuilds.com/merch. Get yourself a hat, a shirt, a hoodie, a sticker. I would deeply appreciate that. Click any of those links down below in the description. Support those companies. I would appreciate that as much as they would. So thanks again, and I hope to see you at some of these upcoming events. Smash that subscribe button on the way out, and as always, stay rad.